Hey everyone, I would like to welcome you all to this special webinar presented by the Fonkoze family of organization, Fonkoze USA, Fonkoze Foundation, and Fonkoze Financial Services, in celebration of International Women's Day. Today we gather to honor the incredible journey of women empowerment through Fonkoze's innovative approach to poverty reduction in Haiti. For over 25 years, Fonkoze has been dedicated to providing Haitian women with the financial tools, education, and support they need to lift themselves and their families out of poverty. International Women's Days give us an opportunity to reflect on both the progress we have made and the challenges that remain, both in Haiti and outside of Haiti, to continue to carve a successful part in that journey. During today's session, we will gain insight from our dedicated field staff and explore how an integrated approach using microfinance and education continue to create sustainable pathways to economic independence for women across Haiti. We believe in Fonkoze that empower a woman, you empower a family, you empower a community, and ultimately a nation. The session will be led by Francisca Moplaisir. Francisca Moplaisir, which I have the honor of calling my friend now, it's a award-winning author. She's the author of The Garden of the Broken Kings and My Mother's House. She was born in Haiti. She's a multilingual scholar and novelist, writing both in English and Creole. Dr. Montplaisir studied at Columbia University, the University of Oxford, and New York University, where she earned a doctorate in African diaspora literature. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate strength and the potential of the Haitian woman and the work that Fonkoze has been doing. That said, Francisca, I'll let
Good
you.
afternoon, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Very happy to have everyone here and very pleased to be part of this wonderful event celebrating International Women's Day. And so to all the women who are on the webinar today, a joyful one to you, and congratulations on amazing womanhood. This afternoon, we have several panelists with us, just some amazing and dedicated, courageous, and incredible women who will be sharing in a conversation about Fonkoze and the wonderful work that the organizations do on the ground in Haiti in support of women, Haitian women who are working to make it. This afternoon, we have Karine Woner, who has been the executive director of Fonkoze Foundation in Haiti since 2009, after previously serving on its board. She leads a 12-person leadership team to mobilize resources and provide tools for individual organizations to build local wealth and sustainable well-being. She has played a key role in advancing Fonkoze's mission to support Haitian families and communities. Welcome, Karine. Dominique Boyer has been the CEO of Service Financier Fonkoze since 2017, following roles as Chief Operating Officer and Head of Internal Audit. With over 30 years of experience in management, accounting, and auditing, she has worked with banks, NGOs, and global organizations like USAID and the World Bank. She holds degrees in finance and accounting from Collège Saint-Laurent and Université de Québec à Montréal, and has taught at Université Quisqueya. Welcome, Dominique. Thank you for being with us. And then we have Rachel Pierre-Champagne, is the Director of Human Capacity Development at Fonkoze, overseeing digital adult education and USAID projects of earthquake-affected households. With over a decade in international development, she has led many initiatives, including in education, workforce development, and community empowerment. She holds degrees from Columbia University and Wheaton College, and is the founder of Innovators for Change, working to drive transformative change in Haiti. And lastly, we have Marie-Claire Dosili, who is the Chief Administrative Officer at Service Financier Fonkoze, overseeing HR, administration, strategic initiatives. She, since joining Fonkoze in 2015, she has streamlined operations and supported organizational growth. With over 20 years of experience in social services, business management, and HR, she holds a bachelor's and master's degree in business administration and is dedicated to advancing economic growth in Haiti. Thank you so much to all of our panelists. And with that, we will transition to the question and answer portion of our webinar. So, wonderful flamboyant, wonderful women of Haiti, how has Fonkoze's women-centered approach influenced broader conversations about economic development? I see Marie-Claire. Someone on mute?
Go ahead, Kayin.
Okay, so I'll have a first go. I'm sure you'll have plenty other things to add. You know, Fonkoze is part of the global microfinance movement in a way. And microfinance started with women, started with Mohamed Yunus in Bangladesh and women. And just like the other microfinance institutions, Fonkoze started with providing loans and training to Haitian women, recognizing the role they played in the Haitian economy, bringing products from one market to another and really taking care of their families. We say, there's a Creole saying that says, nous c'est poteau mi-temps, we are the center pole. And when we work with Haitian women, we see that that is really the case. When Haitian women find the right kind of support, they can grow their business, really sometimes from scratch. It's totally amazing how they can grow a business out of 100 good, $1, $2, and they grow a business out of it. And they take care of their families. Now, over the years, what we've also learned is that for women to be successful, a supportive partner is important. And so more and more in CLM, we have learned to include the partners in the training and build positive masculinities that can really support these very strong Haitian women in their growth. Over.
Maybe I should piggyback on what Karen just said. And I just want to say thank you for affording me the opportunity to be part of this incredible panel. I just want to say that there are countless stories, thousands of testimonies of Haitian women across the country who can attest to how Fonkoze's work has transformed their lives. And a good story doesn't, stay a secret. And then it has a way of manifesting into a movement, bringing hope to those that didn't have a dream or they were too scared to dream of a better tomorrow. And, I was born in Boston, raised as first generation Haitian American. And so growing up, you saw in the media when you saw success stories of women of color, on TV or in school books or in your community, despite the ongoing struggles and hardships that they went through, their stories served for me as a source of strength and motivation. And so when it comes into the Haiti lens, in the communities and the villages, the conversations are not spoken but lived. So, thanks to the approach that Fonkoze has with the products and services that they provide, that mothers, sisters, aunties, friends can serve as a testimony to the other women and girls in their communities and seeing the transformation that they've gone through as a result. And the use of the savings groups, the solidarity groups, the VSLAs, or even the place of business that the women are living and thriving, these are examples, lessons, and the principles and the disciplines and the values that the women can share with other women. And that becomes a strength in form of social capital. And the economic development can only prosper because we provide those tools. We provide those lessons. We offer them that space where they can use those tools and lessons to serve as a resource, and then also understand how to make better decisions. And then also they learn how to become a support system socially, emotionally, and financially amongst one another. So I think that that's how we've been able to be successful when it comes to our women-centered approach. Thank you.
Brilliant. Dominique, Marie-Claire.
I think Rachel said it all. I think Rachel said it all.
Certainly.
That's what I was going to say.
Rachel summarized it all for us, but
Oh,
on a
wonderful,
personal,
wonderful.
on a personal note, to me, it just makes sense because growing up with strong female role models in my family, where my grandmother, grand-aunts, they were not necessarily educated, but to see what they were able to achieve with the little they had and how they were able to push education on the next generation and how it trickled down, to me, that model, our mission just makes sense to see that the little they had and how much they were able to achieve it. So to be able to empower women with the little they have and you able to empower them, you just see the trickle down effect and you just see the impact for itself. It speaks for itself. And but for micro and macro level. And I think that if this model can, and as they're pushing for financial inclusion, but with a holistic approach where empowerment, education, and all the right tools, I think that we can definitely put a dent and definitely see real progress in economic development for the country as a whole. But Rachel said it all.
So,
And I think,
Dominique,
when you empower a woman, you empower the whole family. So that's, in conclusion, that's all I could say, because, they already say everything. So yeah, when you empower a woman, you empower the whole family.
a whole family and a whole community.
The
Absolutely.
whole community, yes.
So I will ask Dominique, you should continue then. And what milestone or achievement are you most proud of over Fonkoze's 30-year journey, and why?
For over the past 30 years, Fonkoze has been really a pillar of resilience and hope in Haiti, and empowering thousands of women, really at the bottom of the pyramid, with financial inclusion, entrepreneurship, and a path to dignity. And that, despite of what's going on, like economic and social challenges. For me, it has, microfinance institution, the one leading the microfinance institutions. I think, the proudest milestone, that is the fact that, Service Financier Fonkoze is Haiti first licensed microfinance institution and remain the largest in terms of outreach. This achievement reflect, for us, for both, our leadership and financial inclusion, and also, on our unwavering commitment to our mission. We're still focused on. It's part of our mission to continue, to work with the people at the bottom of the pyramid.
Wonderful. Anyone else? Any other achievements? There are so many achievements that I know that you can cite. So maybe naming one or two additional ones would be really wonderful.
Can maybe share the one I'm most proud of is, Anne Hastings, who is with us here, worked with Gauthier Dieudonné to set up our CLM program for the ultra poor back in 2007. And CLM started with a pilot project with 150 women. In 2024, the CLM team worked with 10,000 women. and they maintained a graduation rate of over 90%. And they maintained, although it grew hugely, they maintained this commitment to every single CLM member, to making sure every single one of them succeeds through the program. So
Well,
I'm
Kalina,
very proud of that team, of Hebert's leadership, of their capacity to keep going, even if the country is really complicated these days.
Kalina, as you're speaking about CLM, I realize that there are some who are on this webinar who might not know what the program is like. So would you please describe it for us?
Okay, CLM is Chemin la vie meilleure, Pathway to a Better Life. It's what is called a graduation program. So it's an integrated package of services. It's coaching, it's training, it's cash transfers, it's access to a improved home, it's building a latrine. It's a number of sequenced interventions that are done through a case manager over an 18-month period to work with really, really, really extremely poor women and help them build sustainable economic activities, and especially the confidence and the trust and the skills they need to keep growing them after the project.
Amazing, amazing work. Is there, Marie-Claire, is there an initiative or maybe even a particular individual who has been particularly inspiring, or a milestone or achievement that Fonkoze has achieved?
What I'm most proud of may not be from the last 30 years, but especially from the last 5 years, always adapting to a changing environment, and we're still here. So I'm proud of that. The communities where we serve, when there's a disaster, even though we're not a humanitarian organizations, they look into us to be the first responders, to be able to always respond. I was not here for the earthquake, but I heard the responses and the braveries and the way that the Fonkoze family came together to respond to such disasters under the leadership of Anne Hastings. But I can also think about the recent Hurricane Matthew that we had in the South, or even the earthquake we had in the South, that whatever the disaster is, the population knows that we'll still be standing together, shoulder to shoulder with them, to assist them in responding and recovering. And all three sisters organizations provide response at our different levels. And I think that's something I'm extremely proud of.
And I think you've answered the next question, which is how Fonkoze adapts its services to actually address certain impacts within the country as they occur. So I was also, speak about the current situation. I would ask Dominique to respond to that. Given the current situation in Haiti, how has Fonkoze been able to function, and how has it been able to deliver services?
Wow.
And I think you're going to need help, probably, it sounds like.
Honestly, it's a day-to-day, I could say it's almost like, day-to-day that you have to evaluate to see, how you're going to be able, to respond to, to continue to serve our clients. However, there are some, over the past decade, we've been able, to proactively, adapt our services. What we did, it's, by decentralize, we did the decentralizations of our, the way that we use to manage our services. And we adopt also, solar energy, because, we were too dependent of the fuel. And also, we have to move to satellite. because, those a company were not, able to provide the services. So it's always an adaptation, and we try to be, like more proactive, in order to be able, to serve our clients. For example, there is a lot of arrangement that we did with the central bank. We keep really close communication and contact with the regulator, which support in terms like, make sure that, the cash is available at the branches. And so you have to be proactive, and it's almost like, every day we have to, reevaluate, how we're going to, move for next week. Make sure that, all our branches are not are able, to serve our clients. So that's where, the challenge that we have to face, on a daily basis.
Rachel, would you want to address that same question?
I actually would like to answer the other question.
Claire, you can
Okay,
add.
okay.
Claire she's very proactive in that also.
Question about adaptation and services.
Sure.
I think that, before I became part of the Fonkoze family, the first time I actually learned about Fonkoze was while I was in grad school in New York. And I was like, a classmate of mine was talking about Fonkoze, like how great it was and so on. I'm like, okay, so, I had the chance to, when I came to Haiti, I met with the team, I met how incredible these women were, I met and even in New York at one point, and Karen. So it just, you felt you resonated with an incredible leadership. But the most important thing that I really loved about Fonkoze was the fact that it was authentic as an organization. And it had an approach, all the decisions that we make are always centered around the client. Are we making sure that the client feels prioritized, feels valued? Are we making sure all of our decisions, our strategies and plans do not harm the client or their families and so on? And so I think that that's one of the reasons why we're able to adapt our services and our products, because we're always making sure that their input is in place first. And so once we hear from them, we understand their needs, then we tailor the programs and the services that we offer, in addition to working along with the priorities that are the sustainable development goals, or the trends that are happening globally around microfinance and so on. Thank you.
Something that I find very interesting and encouraging and just plain wonderful about Fonkoze, as someone who loves language, learning what Fonkoze actually stands for. Fondation pour les épaules was really just inspiring to me, to be honest. And the other thing that's very inspiring to me, obviously, are the women's stories that we will hear. However, the referring to the participants and the women in Fonkoze as clients and not recipients of AIDS is just such a critical, wonderful bit of linguistic definition that really is so inspiring. Because when we think of women such as these, women like my grandmother, women like we could have been, had it been for other circumstances, we are not those who are just receiving. We are not being given. We are being empowered and supported and serviced. So with that, I would ask Marie-Claire, maybe, what stories stand out for you that actually exemplify Fonkoze's impact on individuals and communities and clients in particular?
Ooh, I have a lot of stories, but I can recap one of the stories I think that was highlighted in the 2023 annual report. It's a client that we have that started with us with 1,500 words. Back then, maybe that represented $50. when she started. She started as a solidarity client, meaning part of a group. She said she had a friend who was part of Fonkoze. She heard about the credit. She went to a meeting that they had at one of the centers. She got inspired and she signed up. 20 years later, she's still with us. She started with $50. Now she's at $100,000 equivalent, 10 million goods, about $100,000. And to see the inventory that she has, over 1.2. And then she is so proud. Is not only is she proud of the business, but she's proud of the achievements overall for her family, what she's able to achieve for her family. And I think we're going to share another story that's very similar to hers. And it's just like you said, the empowerment. They feel empowered. They feel like they can do anything. And what is more important to me, more empowering to me, is that this feeling is being passed on to the next generation. So at times when we look at Haiti's story, it seems hopeless, or, things seems to be very grim and dark. But when you go out in the field, when you speak to these clients, and Dominique can attest to that because she met this client and what I met, they kind of give you a sense of, they just motivate you. They fuel your energy, again, to keep pushing and keep fighting. Because as I always tell people, donating to Fonkoze, it may be a nonprofit, it may seem like a charitable, but you're not donating, you're making an investment in a family, investment in a woman who's empowering her family, empowering her children, empowering her community. So anybody who supports Fonkoze, see your support as an investment for a better tomorrow, not just for that family, but I think for Haiti as a whole. So these stories are empowering. These stories just gives you life. And and these stories, and people wonder why we still on the ground, how can we still manage? These women are who keep us going, because they make it all worthwhile, because you see the impact and you see the opportunities through the work we do, what these opportunities and these changes, these opportunities make in their lives and the lives of their children, and the lives in the communities where they are. So I think those are.
There's a big return on investment, certainly.
It may not always, these days, it may not seem to be a financial return, but there is a big return on investment. It may not be financial, but the social impact is real. The social impact is tangible. The social impact can be, like Rachel said, we are authentic of what we're doing. We're transparent with what we're doing. We are motivated by what we're doing. And these women fuel our passion for what we do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
With that, we'll transition to a CLM video that is extremely, extremely inspiring to me. And I look forward to seeing it again. I could watch it forever.
Let's go for this video.
C'est Madame Nadia Colin, qui c'est un client Fonkoze. Bon, si je peux valer tout dans Fonkoze, j'ai 15 ans dans Fonkoze. Les mines pour service dans Fonkoze, et puis mon client dans Fonkoze. Yo bien prend cam. Si vous n'avez bon mon nié, Fonkoze va accepter, mais si vous n'avez pas me payer, bah c'est fini. Là, j'ai commencé à Fonkoze, j'ai commencé avec à 50 000 gouttes. On y a dans travail à Fonkoze, rive non taux qu'on y a là, que me réaliser plusieurs bagages avec Fonkoze. Même les pays a pas bon, c'est vrai. Business a marché, nous acheter machine qui pour faire trafic, petite nous à l'école. Et puis nous fait caille tout dans Fonkoze. C'est avec Fonkoze nous réaliser un peu le bagage. Il y a des gens qui ouais j'aime fonctionner, qui m'ont moi et puis m'expliquer yo qui côté qui bi au mieux. Moi dis OK dans Fonkoze. Il y a plein de monde qui vient dans Fonkoze par rapport de moi-même.
Brilliant, brilliant.
That was in the CLM, that was the SFF video. not the
Oh,
CLM one.
okay. 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 I'm sorry. I'm a new
No, it's
member
okay.
of the family.
Not a
I'm new
problem,
member
not a
of the
problem.
family. Absolutely. So as we go to the next video, the CLM video, I would ask Michael to also speak about any individual stories that that strike you, actually, and or your reaction to the video that we just saw. I know that you spoke about that quite a bit.
I will react to the video we just saw, but I'll let Karine or Rachel speak about a story for CLM. The video, that wasn't the client that I was speaking about, but that's another client, and those stories are very similar of what they're able to achieve, how they're able to grow. So there's thousands of these stories that that you can speak and meet with these women, and that can speak to the impact. I'll allow Rachel or Karine speak to a CLM story.
Sure. Yeah, just to reinforce what Claire said, you know, a lot of the stories start nearly the same way. Many of the women say that they never had a chance to go to school or even finish school. Some even explain that they, you know, deal with poor health or some sort of life circumstance that end up creating some sort of setback in their life. And in the I can't speak to a CLM story, but I can certainly speak to a story within my program. And there was a 61-year-old woman with 8 kids based out in Beaumont who had a chance, and she's a CLM, not a CLM client, sorry, an SFF client that benefited from our EdTech program. And she was part of a group of 900 women in the year, 2023, where we were continuing scaling up our application, which is the Education Across Technology, or EdTech. And it basically is an educational interactive e-app that we provide, use story-based learning or interactive story-based learning so that they can basically learn how to improve their decision-making when it comes to finance, health, environmental issues, and so on. And so what she enjoyed about the EdTech program was the fact that there were many images, sounds, there were games, and she herself didn't finish school, and she was saying how the program was designed for her in mind, that someone that has low literacy, who has very little education, first time using a tablet in her life, that we were able to allow her to manipulate a device, learn how to use it, and then also be able to learn information and key knowledge that she was able to apply in her life. She was able.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fascinating. There is not quite a saying, but there is a perspective that people with low literacy actually tend to be the best mathematicians because they're more reliant on that particular skill and more dependent on it because it is what feeds them. So that is really fascinating that you're also providing the education and the different modalities that you're using to provide this education that really helps to truly inspire and allow them to feel proud as opposed to feeling deficient in the area of education.
Exactly. So in a way, we value them through the process.
Absolutely.
And Fonkoze has a saying, we build bridges, or we're breaking down barriers. And so our focus was breaking down barriers around microfinance. We did that. Around women empowerment, we did that. Around health issues, we did that. And now we're doing that around technology. And so I could say that some of the key takeaways that she had from her experience was that she used the principles that she learned from a story on because she had lost her business because of the gangs. But because of working with a friend of hers who was part of a solidarity group, where she was enrolled in part of a solidarity group and then received a loan and was able to use the stories on the business management skills to diversify her business and to regrow her business again. She learned about how to use waste from her home to develop compost, develop animal feed, recycle waste to make brooms and baskets from plastics and so on. And it just, she was also so excited about the experience that she shared these stories, not only with her kids, but friends and families and so on. So it's just, I would say that is one of the beauty of Fonkoze. We're not trying to just, deliver something, but we want to offer something that's meaningful and purposeful, and that will actually bring sustainability in the lives of the families that we serve.
And coming from a culture of oral tradition, we are telling new stories. Fonkoze is telling new stories to be recounted and shared through generations. So with that, we will transition to the CLM video. If you would cue that up, please.
La vie pas bon même dès dans zéro, m'te ka lever, me faire journée sans manger, m'dormi comme ça. Si m'pa gen un bon famille qui t'a passé mais pour t'a dire ben tel mais 500 gouttes pour joindre pour faire un bagage pour manger, malade même parce que m'était là m'a souffre, m'pa bien pas dire la seule vie quand là m'te gen ak ti moun. Pendant ce elle me prend, pendant m'te vinn payer un petit sol $20. Pendant me payer petit sol là $20, je vinn bon $1000. Pendant bon $1000 me prend mettez dans l'actif là. Pendant de mettre dans l'actif là, c'est le bon moyen encore. On a ma cochon là-dedans. Bon reste là, mettez avec ça que moi dégain pour me commencer à marcher. Pendant me venir marcher, on dans lui même encore marcher poule. M'y poule, m'y cabrit, m'y cochon, m'y caille préparé grâce à elle. Parce que me laguer les oiseaux sans bouche. Si je n'ai pas une bonne famille qui t'a dit mais 100 gouttes pour ma champion pour manger, je ne vais pas jeûner. Mais pendant que je viens de commerce à faire, la famille va aider moi-même encore, je vais aider la famille encore.
Wonderful. This is just so wonderful. It makes me long for home. It makes me long for my grandmother and for my mother. And just wonderful to see that wonderful, amazing and beautiful and inspiring woman as she talks about what Fonkoze has helped her to actually achieve. So I will ask all of our panelists this question. We've spoken about Fonkoze's impact in the past as well as in the present, but what do you see as Fonkoze's future? What's the future impact that you anticipate and that you're driving towards over the next decade? Karine?
It's sad to say, but over the past years or so, poverty has actually grown worse in Haiti. And so our services are more needed than ever. I think we need to do what we're doing now. We need to provide immediate help when we can, but always with a twist. We never just do immediate help. It's always about immediate help with training and support to build longer-term resilience. That is definitely going to remain part of what we have to do to help the communities where we are. But in addition to that, I think we have to get better at providing people with economic opportunities. And that is where I think the Fonkoze family stands really, really strong. In a partnership between Fonkoze USA, between the foundation and the microfinance institution, I think we can provide the women we work with businesses that are maybe stronger, that can be grown to provide jobs. We have an example like that of one of the CLM members who learned how to prepare plantain chips and who is now selling the plantain chips at the schools and providing 3 jobs to young guys in the neighborhood. I think finding that kind of economic opportunities that can really be sustainable and ingrained in the local economy of the regions where we work, and partnering with SFF so that SFF can provide loans for this woman who's preparing plantain, for example, to acquire a new machine to better make her plantains, to use more technology, learning to use a tablet, like what Rachel was saying, and also accessing solar panels and solar energy to have a solar freezer so that she can actually provide some frozen drinks together with the plantain chips. You know, it's all about finding sustainable, workable economic opportunities and then helping our clients, our project participants, acquire these businesses and grow them. That's the way I see our partnership, really a shoulder to shoulder, coller les épaules between the Fonkoze family members and our clients.
Wonderful. Dominique, since you're off mute.
Yes. Well, what I'm looking at, it's because we have to continue as a microfinance institutions, we have to continue to solidify our, our positions as a microfinance institution. Because, so far, I think, even, the government has what we call a financial inclusion plan. And I think we are the institutions that right now that doing, even for the government, of Haiti, what we call financial inclusion. And I think, we have to continue to solidify, our positions in that. And one of the things that, we were looking at, to be a little bit more client-centric institution, and and to be that was part of our plan. Unfortunately, we have to revise that plan, but in the next decade, this is where we're going to focus to be, like to leverage our digitalization. And in order for us to enhance, efficiency, expand our financial inclusion, to reach out even more people in the rural area, because, our branches are mostly located in the rural area. And I think, if that's where, in the next decade, we have to look for, because, by embracing innovations and strengthening our impact driving approach, we will empower more women, like I say, more women in marginalized community. So that can drive economic growth and resilience across the country.
Absolutely, absolutely. Marie-Claire?
Fonkoze in the next 10 years. I think there is data that shows that about 46% of the population is not part of the formal financial sector. So like Dominique said, growing our presence to hit over 100,000 clients with the microloans, but also I see us also diversifying the offers that we have as far as the loans, like Karin said, to reinforce, some of the needs out there. Dominique said for us to be client-centric, definitely using that client centricity to design products that will respond to the needs of our clients as our clients are growing and adapting, and we need to grow and adapt with them and also help them reach the next level that they have the potential of reaching. That's focused in the next at least 10 years for us.
Okay. Rachel, 10 years.
Well, I want to sort of close out on the story that I had shared just before. One of the recommendations that Madam Lazarus had shared was that the EdTech tablet should not just be for the SFF clients or our VSLA clients. It should be something that is accessible for all Haitians. And she felt so that this should be accessible to her children or children in schools and so on. And I think that has been initially part of our vision. And the idea is that Fonkoze has a wealth of knowledge, tools that we can digitize and offer it in a way that we can make it more sustainable for the institution, but at the same time, it is a way of monetizing so that we can offer this to not only those that are most vulnerable in the communities, but any individual that speaks Haitian Creole that wants to support Haitian knowledge, the things that are developed by Haitians, the Haitian tech firms, Fonkoze, the work that we offer and the services that we offer, and to continue to grow and be able to go beyond the borders of Haiti, but Haitian diaspora all over the world that can benefit from what we can offer as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would like to thank our wonderful panelists, our servant leaders, for this amazing conversation. One of the things I do want to say in closing is when I first saw the name Fonkoze, I was not associating with Fondation Pour les Épaules. I thought it was Fonkoze, which is we must talk. And I'm so glad that it actually isn't Fonkoze, because talk, while wonderful and engaging, is not action. Talk, as they say, is cheap. So let's talk about and then take action on what Fonkoze actually, what the mission is. So I'll transition to Erlans.
Thank you so much, Francisca. Thank you all for celebrating International Women's Day with us today with our wonderful panelists, Karine, Executive Director of Fonkoze Foundation in Haiti, Fondation Pour les Épaules, Shoulder to Shoulder, Dominique, Executive Director of SFF, and of course, Rachel and Marie-Claire that are both working respectively for SFF and the foundation. As you can see, Fonkoze is a family of 3 organizations. I also have my staff present in this webinar, Fonkoze USA. We are united by the same purpose, which is to work and support the poorest of the poor in Haiti by bringing programs that actually do have impact and are sustainable, but we each are doing different things. Fonkoze USA is doing mainly the advocacy and the fundraising work, making sure that our sisters organization in Haiti have the technical support and the funds that they need to continue doing that very important work that you have seen. I don't like using the word resilience because it feels like we are meant to suffer. But last year, I was talking to one of my friends. He was he used to have a house in a Criswa. And I remember there was a gang attack. And the word that he used when I talked to him when the gang was attacking his house was like, we are doing resistance. Fonkoze have been doing resistance for more than 30 years, supporting communities in Haiti. and actually having real impact where we will think that, it will not have been possible. When we are looking at the structure of Fonkoze, Fonkoze is decentralized. The financial services, SFF, have 43 branches spread out all over the countryside of Haiti. And that's where we want to be, and that's where we want to work, because that's where we find beneficiaries and clients of our programs. That's where they are, bringing to them that financial inclusion. So thank you all for participating to that webinar with us today. Of course, that very amazing work will not have been possible if you were not with us for that 30 years. So thank you for believing in us. Thank you for providing us the tools to keep doing that work. And of course, when I'm looking at me, Fonkoze, 10 years as the executive director of Fonkoze USA, I see 10 more years of resistance. I see 10 more years of standing by the side of our people. Yesterday, I lost my aunt that was 95, and she was the one that care of my mom when she was growing up. And all that I could think about is that women that came from the countryside of Haiti that couldn't read or write, but amazingly could run a small business, how strong that she was. And there was no Fonkoze at that time. But the reason why she was able to have that business was a family member that provided her a loan. And that's how right now she has 5 sons. All of them are doctors and outside of Haiti. So that's the opportunity and the reality that Fonkoze is still providing for our people that are still in a very difficult situation. Today, we also have with us a couple of very interesting people. We have a surprise to share with you toward the end of that webinar. I want to thank a special friend of mine, Zach Niles, that I've been working on a very special project with me. I want to introduce you 2 amazing artists that work with us to produce a song, which is the CLM anthem. So I'll let them talk about that experience and how they got engaged with Fonkoze. Thank you, Zama. Thank you, Cisco.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having us. I feel truly inspired by the work that Fonkoze is doing, and I consider myself a new member of the family, and it's been a pleasure to be able to learn more about the incredible work that you're doing. When people ask me who inspires you, what inspires you, the women in my family has always been my answer. My family comes from L'Asile, Haiti, and Cisco is also from L'Asile, so small world. But for me, for my family that I have 8 aunts. I come from a family of strong women, and to see the resilience when we talk about Femme c'est pour tout mi-temps, I grew up seeing just how true those words are. My family has women who have sacrificed, who work hard, doctors, lawyers, seamstresses, entrepreneurs, you name it, and someone in my family does it. And so to be able to see the strength of the women in my family, the strength of the women in L'Asile, and having that be a model for me is why I feel really blessed to have been able to partner with Fonkoze on this beautiful project. When I learned about CLM and Chimè la vie meilleure, to see, I think that when we look at the value of women and how we place emphasis on women, when you give a woman the tools that she needs, it's not just her that is able to rise above and succeed, but it's her family, it's her community. And I'm living proof of that. And so I am really blessed to be here, and I hope to bring Fonkoze to L'Asile one day. And so again, I just want to thank you all for having me. I feel truly blessed and honored to be a part of such a beautiful project. And again, I just want to thank you for the work that you're doing that is just so vital and so crucial and so impactful. And I think this is wonderful being in the International Women's Month. And so I just want to say thank you again, and I'll pass it over to Cisco.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cisco. I am an artist, percussionist, a songwriter, producer, and I'm living for music. If I can say it like this, it's been a pleasure for me to be part of this project, part of this family, CLM and Fonkoze. And then knowing myself, my mother, I can say she's just a woman, she's a fighter. Like we used to say in Haiti, femme, c'est pour ton mi-temps, like we say in Fonkoze too. And then I was so happy when Zach and then called my team, and then say, Cisco, if you can do a song for Fonkoze and CLM like an anthem. And I said, yes, Zach. And then I said to Zach and Aliens, can you guys tell me more about Fonkoze? When they start talking about Fonkoze, I say, okay, this is exactly the same thing that my mom used to do last year too. Okay, so when I was a teenager, my mom used to get money from any association, and then to work, and then to feed the whole family, me and my brothers and sisters, because I was born in a family who are doing music. And then I can say my mom is still the potometer of the family. Like for a short story, now if I have money to send to my family, I would directly send to my mom. If I send to my dad, it's gonna be other stuff. But my mom know how to multiply the money and then to work with it, work the money and then get more. So that exactly Fonkoze doing, like I say in my verse. Like when you're helping a woman, you're helping the whole family. So that this is exactly what Fonkoze and CLM is doing now. So it's a pleasure for me to be part of this project and this family too. I think it's going to be the first and the last collaboration.
And just to piggyback off of what Cisco said as well, as artists, part of our job is to not only to share our culture with the world, share our art with the world, but also to uplift, our people, to uplift our community as well. And so I truly felt blessed to be part of a project that is uplifting Haitian women, the women that I admire so much. And so I just also want to say, as a collaborator of Cisco, I feel the love and I feel the passion that he put into this. And so thank you again for having us. And thank you to Zach for giving the call. And we will always answer the call that comes from Fonkoze.
All right, so by seeing all the video of the woman talking about the benefits that they had from Fonkoze, you can see this is exactly what we need in our society now. For example, now Haiti is in a bad situation. Well, I think if we could have more association like Fonkoze and CLM standing by the how can I say that, the people that doesn't have the opportunity to feed them family, to create business. I think this is a very great opportunity. So like you said, I hope Fonkoze will be at Lazil and more many places in the country. And then I wrote this song with love. I wrote this song with love. I sing this song with love and everything with love, like Zama sing and Farmers Boat sing, Nadine sing on the project too. And so such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Cisco. Thank you so much, Zama. Now, please enjoy the music video. Please enjoy their work.
CLM. Chimé la vie mio. passer à l'action. Femme, c'est les mieux. L'histoire déjà montré. Nous dépoter collés dans gros bataille pour l'indépendance.
Ensemble avec volonté en pile bagaille qu'a fait. Les aussi porter une femme ou aider une famille. C'est comme ça même. C'est LM à Fonkoze comprendre lui.
Mi-temps, depuis nous pas là, on y est pas qu'à marcher. Nous qu'on l'idée, acti monde sans papa, à toute qualité commerce, tant qu'on m'a dans Sarah. Qualité, femme qu'on l'idée, dans toute bataille, c'est nous toujours devant. J'aime la vie femme qui dormit tard, n'avance net à femme qui lève bonheur, femme qui connaît l'idée.
Thank you, everyone. So the webinar is recorded and will be shared with everyone that have participated. I know we didn't leave a space for the audience to ask questions, but we'll be happy to answer any question via email. Again, thank you, Zama. Thank you, Cisco. Thank you to the panelists. And a special thank you to Francesca for always being there for us. I wish everyone to have a great afternoon. Merci en pile.
Thank you. Bye-bye.